Hello everyone, you're on Tony's Witchy Arts and Crafts, and I'm Tony. Hi, hello. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do some Christmas in July. I think I've already mentioned that. But instead of Christmas, it'd be like a winter solstice or Yule for me, you know, because that's what I celebrate. But I have made these in the past, so these are some old ones I've made. I'm going to make some tassels, but kind of in a Yule type witchy vibe, you know? So, that's cool. So I'll be using up my paper scraps, or trying to, at least. So, we're going to make some. I've already made one off camera, so I'm going to show you one here. So I've got my reds and my greens, right? I even wrapped it with green wire, and I've got some red beads and some gold beads here, and then I've got my witch's hat. Isn't that cute? So there's one, and I'll make one on camera with you guys. So if you've got plenty of Christmas scraps from last year, you need to use up before you make more scraps for Christmas this year. And one of them is we're going to make these tassels using some paper scraps. I've got scraps here. Another thing is, off camera, I've been making some masterboards, trying to use up my paper scraps. So here's one. Actually, this one's upside down. So I think I might make a separate video on just embellishing these a little bit, so you guys can just like craft with me and hang out. So here's this one. So that might be the next video I do. And then there's this one. So, and I'm going to cut these down to bookmarks or card panels to make more Christmas cards. Okay? So that's what I'm going to do with those. So that video might be next. Alright, so if you're going to make some of these with me, what you're going to need is jump ring, a big one, and then, oh, I'm going to need some more small ones. You'll need some small jump rings as well. So let's get some small ones out here. Where did I get these? Oh, so small ones that I used out of here, so you'll need small ones, probably 2, maybe 3. Okay. And then you'll also need a lobster claw for your hanging element. I guess you can use anything for a hanging element. Some kind of beads. I got some beads here, and where's my other beads? Oh, here. Got some beads here too. Probably some kind of charms. I've got another witch's hat here, and I've got a little Christmas tree. And if you want your witch's hat or charm to dangle, probably some chain. Okay, and of course paper scraps. And depending on how big you are, how big is your big loop, you'll have to cut your strips to kind of like make sure that your paper strips can go through your loop. Okay, so I don't really have any measurements for you. What I'm using is about 1/4 of an inch. I think that's how big that is, about 1/4 inch. So, I just kind of make, actually, you can make, like I did with this one, you can do several different patterns of paper, but I think with this one I'm making on camera, I wanted all the same pattern. going to do is fold that, and that will be my first one. And then I kind of give it a little bit of that, like a fishtail here. So how's everyone doing? I will say it again and again until I'm blue in the face. Please, guys, stay safe. There's a lot of states going through a heat wave right now. I know Boise, Idaho, Monday through Friday, we're gonna hit like 106, 105, 110, 107. Like, it's crazy. So I kind of just squeezed my paper strip on there. So that would be my first, and then I'm just gonna layer a couple more over the top. But I want to make sure they get shorter and shorter. And I did notice that that went on a little snug, so I'm going to take a little sliver off this one here. See if that helped any. Okay, so I just trimmed mine down a little. That fits in there much better. Alright. Alright, so now I probably should have cut that. Okay, we're just going to eyeball it. There we go. Excuse me. So now, do the little fishtail. Who else is doing Christmas in July? Seems like July is the busy month for all the YouTubers because there's all kinds of hashtags and collaborations going on right now. July is a busy month for YouTubers, and October and then December. Maybe it's because of all the holidays and stuff. And okay, so there's that, and I'm going to put one more on. And this one's got to be trimmed down too. Did anyone do anything fun for the 4th? Not me. The 4th is one of those holidays I stay inside. I don't go out. I don't socialize. I do remember when I was a kid, I was kind of excited for it just because I like the fireworks. But these days, they don't impress me. So. Now, after the day after, I can't stand it. The air's all toxified now. I did have to leave the store, though, and go get groceries. Okay, I didn't even fold that one in half, did I? That's okay, because it's going to be cut down anyways. Okay. Now, cut eyeball it. And then give it a fishtail. You don't have to give it a fishtail. I just think it's kind of cool looking. So. All these little paper tassels. Okay, so can you see how they're staggered? There's one there, one there. And to wrap it, I'm just using some green floral wire. You can get it from Dollar Tree if you want to use wire. This one my daughter got for her wedding to wrap stuff, and it was way more than we needed, so that I'm going to use some of this today. Sorry, I hit the camera. You don't have to use wire to wrap it though. You can use thread. I mean, even a gold thread would look good on this. I have some of that. I just wanted to use some of this wire up. And it would be super cool if you have two-sided paper. It would be cool because you do see some of that pop through a little. And then I just try to wrap this as tight as I can with this wire. Under. Why are you not going under? There we go. And then, if my hands can't do what I used to do when I was younger, but see how they're like, I used to like it tight, so what I do now, I won't be able to work with this wire for much longer because my hands, but I kind of just squeeze it and pinch it, but I might as well use this wire while I can still use it, right? And so I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's like four wraps. And then I take the tails in the back and I kind of twist it the best I can and as tight as I can. So if it's easier for you to use thread, then use thread. You could even use another paper strip and just kind of like glue them all together. You know, kind of like that. That'd be fine too if you can't use thread too because it's too tiny. Okay, and then there's a little piece, there's a little piece sticking out, and I just take the pliers and I just kind of squeeze it to it where it lays down flat. And just scrunch it down. We'll scrunch it down now. There we go. So there's the base of it, and then you can just add whatever you want to add to it. Alright, so let's get some beads. So I have these tiny little bead spacers, so I'm going to put one of those on first, and then a tiny little bead. And then another little bead spacer, or not a spacer, these are bead caps, sorry. And put another one on. Okay, so let's see what that one looks like. So, and I want one more. My head pins are all like bent up. Okay, so I used the red beads last time, so let's do this lighter green. And I used 3. But I could go with a red, white, and green. And I'm trying to make sure they don't fall on the floor, because when you know when the beads fall on the floor, it's no man's land. Find the hole. There we go. Oh, that one. Not wanting to go through. There we go. Alright, so there's that one. Very pretty, huh? And then we're just gonna loop them down. And if you have enough paper scraps, you can just mass produce these. Make a bunch of these up first, just blank without anything on them. Just make them up first, and then decorate them later. Mass produce them, especially if you have a tiny little my clippers are falling apart here. Hold on, I gotta get this to squeeze back on. There we go. So if you have tiny little paper scraps, you can just make a bunch of them. I mean, I like a good idea that requires you to mass produce, especially when we hoard stuff and it starts piling up. It's almost like we have to do some mass producing when we make things and just have a bunch on hand. Because it would be nice, like when you are making projects daily, to like just grab something and put it all together because it's already made, right? So every now and then, I think it's good to mass produce stuff. Alright, so I have a chain here. I want a little bit of chain on mine. And so okay. Put that on. I wonder. I'm going to try something different. So, with this first one, see how I put the lobster claw on by itself, and then the chain's on by itself? And it's really pretty when I hold it like this, right? Really pretty, right? But if it was dangling off to something, it kind of like, I don't know if I can, it kind of hangs crooked because the weight of the charm, like, so I wonder if, bear with me here, I'm going to experiment because I haven't done this yet. And I wonder if I do it a certain way, if it would hang better. So, I put the lobster claw on the same loop, let's see what, on the same loop as the chain, and then I'm going to put on the witch's hat, and maybe the weight of the charm will fix that lopsidedness. I hope I'm making sense. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, much better. Okay. So, Yeah, it hangs much better. So now, when it's hanging, it won't be all lopsided like the other one. Okay, I like that. So, do it this way, not the first way I did it. So, I need to put this tree on the chain as well. I want to make sure I put it on right here. Okay. Oh, that's cute. I like that. Now, I need one more small loop. Put these beads on. And then the beads will go on the big loop, not on the chain. And see if that's still... Well, those tiny little beads definitely make a difference. So it still wants to hang a little crooked, but not as much. Not as much as the first one I did. Okay. Not cute. I like that. So there's that one. And here's this one. I don't know, see how... So it kind of wants to hang crooked. Because I had the chain off to the side and not on the lobster claw. But if you put it on the lobster claw, it keeps it straight. Like this one. So there you go. There's my two. And I'm going to just make a bunch of these today. So, I hope you like them and it helps you come up with some ideas for bangles and to use it for paper scraps. So, thank you for tuning in and watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you like my content. Love you guys. Bye.